Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Yes, yes, thank you. Um, let's see here. Jai Satchidanand. I apologize for the being late, but I went to bed at around 2 o'clock in the morning, And
Pide perdón por llegar tarde, pero se acostó a las 2 de la mañana.
okay, so wonderful to see all of you.
Yes.
Seeing all of you wakes me up.
Yes.
Seeing all of you
Yes.
wakes me up, and we make it up. Oh,
We already sing the
Sing the three
mantra.
mantra.
Yes.
Good. So let me share the PDF here now, where the beautiful understanding that we are actually at 325 degrees, you see. Then how to affirm, how to cement that understanding in our vision and in our knowledge.
Estamos viendo la visión de los 325 grados y estamos en el entendimiento para tener el conocimiento y la visión de los 365 grados.
So we were here on that page 72. You see, I hope you can see it. Let me enlarge it.
No,
yes, we can see it
Fabi is
perfectly.
going to, yes, she's going to read it in Spanish because my...
Okay, all right, Fabi, thank you. Thank you,
¿Pueden
Fabi.
apagar todos sus micrófonos, el resto que hace eco?
Eso.
All right, so
We were just for here. What
Here.
does God
yeah, just
say?
right there. We finished all of this.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Now we come to this one. What does God say? If you are Chandupai, if you are Fabi, then there is separation between you and I, Fabi. And if you are pure soul, if you are without any separation, then we both are one. To whatever extent oneness prevails with others, the state of the Absolute Self manifests that much. What is the meaning of such oneness? It means one is engaged to the self, not to the Pudgal, the non-self complex. To be engaged to the self is oneness.
¿Qué dice Dios? Si tú eres Chandubai, entonces hay separación entre nosotros, entre tú y yo. Si tú eres el alma pura, si tú eres sin ninguna separación, entonces nosotros dos somos uno. En la medida en que prevalece la unidad con otros, es que el estado como el ser absoluto se manifiesta. ¿Cuál es el significado de tal unidad? Significa que uno está comprometido con el ser, no con el Pudgal, la entidad del no ser. Estar comprometido con el ser es la unidad.
No escucho nada yo.
Porque no está sentado ahí.
Ah.
Ahí
No,
volvió.
pensé que era mi teléfono, perdón.
Now, this separation and between our own Amapura and our physical self is now, after the Gnani, just a sense, a niabla. It is no longer a separation. That is what Dada is trying to say. This sentence that he has here is for the general public, you see. It is not for us Mahatmas, you see. Mahatmas cannot become, you see, Mahatmas cannot become, 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 Pudgal, you see.
Ujú. Dice que esta separación entre el alma y el cuerpo físico, luego del Gnan ya existe y no hay niebla. Esta palabra que está diciendo Dadashri es para el público en general, porque los Mahatmas estamos separados.
Now from here onwards, we're getting deeper into this oneness. You see, this oneness, oneness. This oneness is the moment of the one who used to say, I am pure, I am Bhabi, I am loose. That one has now permanently and eternally shifted into the Amapura, the self. And therefore, you and I and Dada are one and the same. And that is the moment of the real, that is the real view. The other view is temporary, it is relative, and therefore it is like the waves in the ocean, you see. They crash on the rocks, on the earth, you see, or on the beach, and then they subside and they come and they go. This is like the vibrations on water due to wind, but you and I, deep inside, are like as still as the ocean, you see, as still as the ocean.
Yes. Nosotros estamos, cuando nosotros estamos en la unidad, en el momento, decir, yo soy Fabi, yo soy luz, eso es temporal, ¿no? Y cuando somos, somos el ser y somos uno con Dada. Y en lo temporal, somos como las olas en el océano que chocan en la playa, pero nosotros en esencia somos el océano.
You see, what he is saying essentially is this particular paragraph is two Apta Sutras. There is no text of the Aptavani in what is in front of us. The first sentence up until now, if you are Chandubai, then we are separate. If you are Shuddhatma, if you are pure soul, then you and I are one. This sentence is Apta Sutra 3517, you see.
Estas dos primeras oraciones esencialmente son de un Apta Sutra, no son de un Aptavani, ¿no? Cuando dice que dice que estamos en unión
Te la leo.
cuando son...
Si tú eres
Okay.
Chandubai, entonces hay separación entre nosotros. Si tú eres alma pura, Shuddhatma, si tú estás sin ninguna separación, entonces nosotros dos somos uno. Ese es el Apta Sutra 35:17.
Yes, and the second sentence, you see, to the extent that you and I are now with the new vision, with the new experience, the new conviction, with the new awareness, if you and I see no difference between each other, we are the same, we are one. And the differences are seen through the vision of the intellect, you see. So if we can see this, then the more we treat each other, like for instance, everyone here, that you and I are one. You see, there is no difference. We're really one, and our evidences are different. That's all. The evidences are different. We are one. We are the same. You see. Now, the more you and I apply this, then what happens is that the absolute self will manifest, and the absolute self is the Paramatma. Param Atma. Param means absolute.
Dice que con esta nueva experiencia, esta nueva conciencia, podemos, podemos experimentar la unidad. La diferencia de la visión con esta es la diferencia con la visión del intelecto. Y en este momento aquí todos juntos, como nos tratamos, somos uno. Y y son las evidencias las que son diferentes, pero somos iguales, somos uno. Entonces, cuanto más lo aplicamos, la conciencia del ser absoluto, del alma absoluta, es Paramatma.
Yeah, so I think I told you last time, Bhed, B-H-E-D, Bhed means separation. There is some separation, like Bhed Vignan, is our Akram Vignan Vidhi, Bhed Vignan. In the science of separation, the science that separates ourselves, the I, from the non-self, the relative self, the temporary, the my, you see. So I got separated from my, and now that I is moving towards the absolute self, the Paramatma, you see.
Ved es separación, ¿no? Y esta es la ciencia de la separación del ser, separa el ser del no ser, de lo que es temporal. Es el yo y del mío, esa es la separación. Y así surge el alma pura.
Now the next is Abhed. Abhed, if you put an A in front of a Gujarati word, then it becomes the opposite. So, name, Nami, Nami means N-A-M-I, Nami means the one with a name. Nami means no name, you see, no name. And Shuddha, Shuddha means pure. So the pure one who is nameless, pure one who is nameless is Shuddha Anami. And that is what you and I are. We are all Shuddha Anamis. And by relative viewpoint, we have different names, you see.
Acá estuvimos viendo que bhed es separación y ahora la próxima palabra que vamos a ver es Abhed. En Gujarati, cuando colocamos la letra A al principio de la palabra, quiere decir lo opuesto. Por ejemplo, está en pantalla el nombre, dice Nami. Nami es el nombre y A es sin nombre. Y Shuddha es el ser puro sin nombre.
Now we know.
Shuddha Anami.
Yes, so
Y todos nosotros somos Shuddha Anami.
So I can see each one here and say, hello, hola, Shuddha Nami. Hola, Shuddha. Hola, Shuddha.
Y él puede ver entonces que todos dicen hola, Shuddha Anami.
Yeah.
El ser puro sin nombre.
Yeah, yes, this is what we have to get into the habit of. This is what Dada is saying. And in fact, now Dada continues with the second part of the what he has just shared here is Apta Sutra number 3516. So this second part here, to the extent that we apply to see everyone as I only, this is I. I meet my own self. Everywhere I go on a walk, I meet my own self. I'm not concerned with whether they're walking a dog or whether their dog is behaving or not behaving. Not at all. I'm just seeing my pure myself only. I see myself in the dog. I see myself in the trees. I see myself. You see?
Yes. Y la segunda parte es del Aptasutra 3516 y es ver todo desde el propio ser, y ver a los demás también como el propio ser. En realidad, a mí no me importa cómo caminan o qué es lo que hacen. Sencillamente es poder ver el ser en todos los demás, en las personas, en un perro o en un árbol.
Yeah. Another thing is, so, so he says, to whatever extent oneness prevails with others, to that extent the state of absolute self manifests by that much, you see. So when no matter what kind of fights you and I have had with someone, verbal fights mostly, you see, this Yamapura, the self, which has never left us since the Gnan Vidhi prevails, comes up, and it doesn't affect us. We're back to as if nothing has happened, you see, as if nothing has happened.
Acá dice con este significado de poder ver toda la unidad y poder ver el ser de la otra persona, este, nada nos puede afectar. El ser es lo que prevalece.
Now, so and then the last sentence after this, what is the meaning of such oneness? Is not an Apta Sutra, but it is from a previous Dadavani, right? We have that translated hundreds of Dadavanis now, and this is from a previous Dadavani. And it means one is engaged to the self. One is engaged to the self. Engagement, you see,
Yes.
engaged to the self. What does it mean? Engagement is like when
When we get married, for example,
no,
or
not before
before
marriage.
engaged, yes, before married.
Before marriage, in fact, it's a very strong bond. A young girl gets a ring from her boyfriend, and no matter what she does, she goes around. Now her life has changed. Constantly, there is an inner awareness. Oh, this boy is mine. We are together. You see. The
Yes.
marriage has not happened yet. You see. Mm. In fact,
Eh,
go on.
no, dice que esta parte que vamos a ver ahora, no es del Apta Sutra, sino que es de un Dadavani previo. Y ese es el significado, ¿no? ¿Qué es lo que significa tal unidad? Dice, quiere decir que es el
Está
compromiso,
comprometido.
sí, que el ser está comprometido, uno está comprometido con el ser y no con el Pudgal. Y el compromiso con el ser es la unidad.
Yeah, so this is to engage and to disengage. These are the relative situations. And these are the relative situations of life. Something happens and she takes out the ring and throws it away or says, here, this is your ring back, you see. But the engagement with the Amapura is forever, We cannot, none of us can say, okay, Amapura, I'm no longer engaged with you. Okay, so this is the permanent engagement to the self, you see.
Ujú. En lo relativo, el compromiso puede romperse, puede surgir cualquier situación, y la novia se quita el anillo y se lo arroja al novio y se terminó el compromiso. Pero con el alma, con el ser, el compromiso no se puede romper, es un compromiso permanente, que permanece.
So, oneness, engaged to the self, and then the actual marriage happens, you see. Now, once the marriage happens, all anxiety is about will this engagement last or not last is over. It's sealed. The marriage means it's sealed. It's in front of the public, in front of the padre, in front of everyone, the friends, and it's done. It's it's sealed, and Niruma is to say to each one of us now. He says, she says, I'm, she used to say, she used to say that I am.
Susan, please, your microphone.
Let me just mute. Okay, so she says, when Niruma is to joke, somebody new will come, or some new Mahatma will say, Niruma, you are our guru. You see, or you are our master. And Niruma said, no, I'm not your master. I'm simply the padre that got you married to the Amapura.
Dice que, bueno, que después del compromiso entonces sucede el matrimonio frente a todos y queda sellado, ¿no? El evento del matrimonio sucedió y quedó sellado. Y un Mahatma le dice a Niruma, así como bromeando, le dice, tú eres mi gurú, tú eres mi maestra. Y Niruma decía, no, yo no soy tu gurú, no soy tu maestra, yo soy solamente el padre que te ha casado.
And also, you see, like young lovers,
El,
sorry, go on.
no, el padre, ¿no? Como el sacerdote que ofició el matrimonio. Eso
Yeah.
quería aclarar.
Padre
Yes.
or Brahmin, the Brahmin priest in India, he'll come and he will recite for an hour or so all kinds of verses, that neither of them understand because they're in Sanskrit, but, no matter what, whether you understand what he says or not, you're married, and the same thing in the Gnanvidhi too, whether you understand the words in Gujarati or not, you got married. You got married to the Amapura, you got married to the soul,
Ujú. Bueno, en India hay un sacerdote que viene y está una hora diciendo palabras en sánscrito que nadie entiende, pero cuando termina el matrimonio está sellado. Es igual que cuando tomamos en Nami. Hay un montón de palabras que no entendimos, pero sí sucedió el Nami y sucedió la separación
Yeah.
del ser.
Yeah, what fantastic marriage. What a fantastic engagement. You see, what,
Yes.
it is the final marriage of every one of us, you see. The relative marriages that have yet to happen or may have already happened many years ago are like are now being seen as a partnership towards moksha only, you see, especially if she happens or he happens to be a Mahatma. But if not, Mahatma like Arman and Lewis, and if they happen, they're partners in moksha now. They help each other when the rivers, the two rivers have almost merged, like the Amazonas, in Manaus. There is one part that comes from the mountains, the other one comes from the plains, and the colors are totally different. The water temperature of the rivers are also different, but they have now merged, you see, in one mission towards the absolute self only.
Dice que es maravilloso y fantástico el matrimonio con el Nambidi. Y en lo relativo, después de años podemos ver cómo este matrimonio se transforman en socios, ¿no? Acá, por ejemplo, Luz y Germán son socios en Moksha, ¿no? En camino y se asisten los dos para llegar a Moksha. Y es como el río del Amazonas, cómo se forma de ríos que vienen de Manaus, otro de la montaña, tienen hasta diferente color, pero como que se juntan y forman un solo río para llegar al océano.
The temperature of the two rivers, water is very different. As Eunice took me there many years ago, few years ago, and we were in Manaus, and the boat is low, and the driver of the boat, in the back, he says, "Now put your hand in this water," and then he goes a little bit distance, and he says, "Now put your hand in this water," and there is clearly a difference in the temperatures.
Mm.
Mm.
Hace unos años Shuddha estuvo en el Amazonas y cuando llegaron a la confluencia de estos dos ríos, el señor que manejaba el bote baja la velocidad y les pide que toquen el agua de un lado y que sientan la temperatura y luego que vayan al otro lado del bote y que toquen el agua y las temperaturas eran diferentes.
Not only this, but you see, even the color, the ones that was coming through the plains, it was brown in color, the water, with all the mud that was carrying. And the other one was clear water.
Ujú.
Mm.
Incluso hasta el color del agua, ¿no? Se podía ver del avión que uno era marrón y el otro era agua pura. When we were in Iguazú, there
Mm.
were the two rivers that come to Buenos Aires, and
Mm-hmm.
one is brown and the other no, it's not brown.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
see.
green. You
Interesting. Yeah.
remember?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. And Misiones and beyond, right? Uh-huh.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yes, yes, yes. Two sides. We were sitting, the Gnani was down below, and and we were seeing all the three countries, from that.
yes.
Yes, it was
The
beautiful.
hotel, yes. I will
Yes.
send the photos later if you
Yeah,
want.
and Fabi had come, you see. Remember Fabi? Shuddhatma
I
Yeah.
remember you. I
Bhagwan.
remember Shuddha calling me to go.
Yes.
And I am so
And you were
thankful.
having a bath, remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
Shower,
yeah.
showering.
Yes, yes. These are beautiful views.
Traduzcamos.
Yeah, this it all becomes, and you also notice how silent those rivers were, simply flowing, you see, not like all the bubbly and the noisy upstream, you see. And that is all we have all become, we have all become the silent rivers now,
Mm,
not as disturbed as we were before Gnan Vidhi, you see.
ujú. Bueno, y podemos, se le recordaba a Ayuda que en Iguazú cuando tuvimos la gracia de que venga el Nani, pues se podían ver de ahí los ríos, el Paraná y el Uruguay, creo que era, que son de diferente color también. Y también recordó la llegada de Fabi. Y bueno, y puede ver que si bien estos ríos tienen diferentes colores, tienen diferentes temperaturas, también son silenciosos, son simples y silenciosos. Y así es como nos vamos volviendo nosotros, que ya con el Nan, no importa lo que suceda, permanecemos en
Yeah.
silencio interior, no nos
Yeah.
inquietamos.
Yes. You see this differences in the color, temperature, the rivers, is the differences in the prakriti of each one, you see. Different prakritis, you see. And their real nature is called the Tao, 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 yeah, Tao Te Ching, or the real nature is Yama, which really doesn't matter. We human beings do not have really the words to define that which is eternal, We only know the eternal, We know the eternal. Only some of us are aware of the eternal, especially when we see our dear friend or a family just leave his body, you see. We see the eternal, whereas the lack of that vision creates so much pain and misery, you see.
Yes. Dice que podemos ver, ¿no? Estas diferencias de color y temperatura, pero también estas mismas diferencias existen en el Prakruti de todos, cuando en realidad es el Tao, ¿no? Que es es lo
Mhm.
eterno,
Mhm.
es lo importante. Y así podemos ver familias que ven cómo lo eterno se separa del cuerpo y cómo deja el cuerpo y toda la familia entra en un inmenso dolor cuando no está en conciencia de lo eterno.
Yeah. So you see, that's the thing. You see, that's this awareness of the eternal. This awareness of the eternal is the Sat Chit, is the is the purified state of the self. You see, it's the pure one, and in that purity, uh, all differences vanish. All differences are accepted as they come, as they arise, with the awareness that this is all flowing towards the self only. You see, all of this is flowing to the self, and that which is made up of subatomic particles will also return to its original state. It doesn't die. It doesn't. It that too is eternal. Only the states, only the situations, only the colors, only the phases are changing in this relative self that we call as, quote, my body or my speech or my mind. Now we don't use the word my, we say this body, um, this these words, and this mind, this mind. Hmm? Mm,
Mm.
mhm,
Dice que la conciencia de lo eterno es la conciencia en lo puro. Las diferencias desaparecen y las partículas subatómicas también se limpian y vuelven a su lugar. Y los únicos cambios que existen son las fases. Antes decíamos mi mente, mi cuerpo, mi palabra, y ahora decimos este cuerpo, esta mente, estas palabras.
mhm, mhm. Now, did any of this talk, Dada says, fit for you? Does it fit for you? If does it make sense for you? If any of it did, then I can speak further on it. Dada, because Dada now is approaching a very deep topic, you say, taking much higher. And he doesn't want any one of us to be left behind. So he says, if it fits, because it has to fit. What we have spoken so far of the difference between the real and the eternal versus the temporary and the flowing and the waves of life and the phases of life, what we have spoken about ha- has to fit. It has to fit. Then only Dada says, I can speak further on it. If nothing fits for you, then tell me to repeat it. We are concerned with fitting it, and you and I are indeed one. So we means now Dada says, I'm sitting with you. We are concerned with your exact fitting, uh, like a machine. One part is revolving and the other one is not revolving, but when it locks in the right way with the right gears, right nuts, then everything starts working, the whole machine, and it starts working. And so the fitting is the understanding, this understanding, which is so precious, and this understanding which is so rare in this world. You see, it is only for us sitting here and going deeper into it. You see, people try to take courses in philosophy and read all kinds
Mm,
of books and texts, and nothing happens. You see.
ujú.
Mm.
Acá
Entonces,
Dada
leo
pregunta, ¿no?
primero
Mhm.
Sí, sí, sí.
Sure.
algo de lo que he dicho. ¿Encaja para ti? ¿Tiene sentido para ti? Si es así, puedo seguir hablando de ello. lo que nos decía Shuddha es que va a ir más profundo y lo que quiere es que entendamos hasta este momento. Dice, no quiero que ninguno se quede atrasado en esta comprensión. Entonces, algo de lo que he dicho encaja para ti. Si es así, puedo seguir hablando de ello. Si nada encaja para ti, entonces dime que lo repita. Nosotros nos preocupamos de que encaje en nuestro entendimiento. Y tú y yo somos, de hecho, uno.
Thank you, Fabi. Now, and Marcella's, so all of this is simultaneously happening, and we are all of a sudden become aware that, the moment satsang starts after the three mantra, everything starts fitting. Everything starts fitting in front of us. All of a sudden, we are moved out of this river, and we are made to see the river of this life of Fabi, this life of Susan or Reinhard flowing, you see. And you see, this is absolutely magnificent, you see.
Dice que el satsang comienza luego de cantar el Trimantra y luego todo encaja, todo se acomoda. Y de esta forma todos podemos ver el río que sucede para Susan, para Reinhold, para todos.
Now, if you do not like something that is being said, these words, Dada never uses the word that I say, but if you do not like something that is coming, then I have to take it back, and you need to speak about something else that you like. You should not worry about that. You feel a bit ashamed, but I do not feel ashamed at all. So you and I are one and the same. We are all of the same religion, of the Alma, of the self, and of the same country, which means the self, the country of the self, you see, the location of the self. There is no separation between you and I. There is no reason to be afraid of me. It is fine if you scold me, but be rest assured that I will not reprimand or scold you.
Gaby, vos.
Si no te gusta algo de lo que digo, y aquí Shuddha nos dice que esas no son palabras de Dada, sino que siempre que están entre corchetes es una aclaración del traductor para que sea comprendido. Si no te gusta algo de lo que digo, tengo que retractarme y tienes que hablar de otra cosa que te guste. Tú no debes preocuparte por eso. ¿Te avergüenzas un poco? Yo no me avergüenzo en absoluto. Tú y yo somos lo mismo. Nosotros somos todos de la misma religión, del ser, y del mismo país, es decir, el lugar, la locación donde está el alma. No hay separación entre tú y yo. No hay. Shuddha, could you go a little on?
Is it?
No
Sorry,
hay razón.
sorry. Sorry,
No,
go on.
no hay razón para tenerme miedo. Está bien incluso si me regañas, pero ten por seguro que no te reprenderé ni te regañaré.
Do not believe, even for a second, that you and I are separate in any way. I reside within you, just as I reside within everyone. I reside within a donkey. I reside within a dog. I reside within a monkey. I reside within everyone, and I also reside within you. I do not have separation with you. You should not keep separation with me. And if you do keep separation with me, then it is your mistake.
No creas que tú y yo estamos separados en modo alguno. Yo estoy dentro de ti, como estoy dentro de todos. Yo estoy dentro de un burro. Yo estoy dentro de un perro. Yo estoy dentro de un mono. Yo estoy dentro de todos. Y yo también estoy dentro de ti. yo no tengo separación contigo. Tú no debes mantener separación contigo. Y si mantienes separación contigo, entonces es tu error.
This is vintage, pure Lord Krishna speaking. You see, this is exactly what Lord Krishna has said. You see. And
Estas son las palabras exactas que Lord Krishna dijo.
so the beauty of Akram Vignan is it takes the essence of the highest scriptures of Hinduism, and also it takes the essence of the top scriptures of Jainism, and it presents to us so that we can experience it, see, without any difference. It's the same thing, see.
Estas son las mismas palabras que dijo Lord Krishna y lo bello es que en las más elevadas escrituras del hinduismo y del jainismo nos son entregadas a nosotros también.
If you go to India, if you ever, they have lots and lots of pictures of Lord Krishna, right? But you'll see an occasional picture where there's a very beautiful scene. There are trees, there is a peacock, there is a river, there is mountains, and there is human beings, and in every one of them there is a picture of Lord Krishna, sitting, Now, they've done it. So, they have placed Lord Krishna in everything, the tree, the river, the mountain, everything. Now, the theory is there, the experience is happening right now, you see.
Yes. Dice que si vas a India, vas a encontrar fotos de Lord Krishna por todos lados, ¿no? Por ejemplo, hay fotos de ríos, árboles, seres humanos y todos tienen y todos colocaron la foto de Lord Krishna allí. Pero lo importante es la experiencia que estamos teniendo.
Yeah. So, when he says, I reside within you, he himself has said elsewhere, at other times, that, when he left London for the last time, this was the days before 9/11, so Mahatmas could go all the way up to the gate of the corridor that leads the gate to the aircraft, you see. Yeah. Everyone has sat inside. Dada and Niruma are the only ones waiting to get on top of the plane before they close the door. The Mahatmas are all waiting outside, And Dada's told everyone, the Dada with the ticket is going away, and the Dada without the ticket is sitting inside you. See? Now, what a fantastic message. You see, all of us have tickets. All of us have these tickets, these tickets of the lifespan. This is the amount of time we will exist in this body. And after that flight is over in this body, we exit. We leave. We don't exit, but the body leaves us. The body leaves us. We are forever, the body leaves us. You see?
Cuando Dada dice que yo resido en ti y resido en todos, ¿no? Él estaba yendo a Londres y esto había sucedido después de cuando él se estaba yendo a Londres y bueno, todos los Mahatmas fueron a verlo y, y él decía que este es Dada con un ticket y con este ticket iba a subir al avión y está Dada con el ticket y está Dada sin el ticket. Y este Dada sin el ticket está sentado dentro de cada uno de todos ustedes. Y como Dada también, nosotros también tenemos el ticket. Y el día que tengamos que irnos, nos vamos a ir con el ticket y el cuerpo, el Teprakruti, va a quedar.
The Gnani Purush does not have any separation with anybody. See, it's a sense, but it is like more than a sense. There is no separation, I say, with anybody. The Gnani does not have a divisive intellect, bhed-buddhi, you see. Division is bhed, separation, you see. That which separates, intellect separates everything. He does not sabotage worldly interaction. He keeps it intact, and this word sabotage is his Dada's word in Gujarati too. You see, he uses this word. He does not sabotage.
In Spanish, it's the same.
Okay.
I think.
So worldly interaction, yeah, he doesn't sabotage, you see. Sabotage means to throw a bomb or throw a stone in it, you see. The river, the pond is the river is flowing quietly, and to throw a stone in it. He keeps it intact. The Gnani is in the real state of the self, Atma Swarup. So he sees everybody as the same state, Amapura, and this pure self. So we are all one and the same. You may at times feel a sense of separation, but I do not feel separation. What could be the reason that I don't feel separation?
El Gnani Purush no tiene separación con nadie. El Gnani no tiene un intelecto divisivo, bhed-buddhi. Él no sabotea la interacción humana, la mantiene intacta. El Gnani está en el estado real del ser, Atma Swarup. José Luis Sayán. Sorry.
Yes.
La mantiene
el que él vea
intacta.
todo.
El Gnani está en el estado real del ser, Atma Swarup, por lo que él ve a todo el mundo como el mismo estado del ser. Así que nosotros todos somos uno y lo mismo. Tú puedes sentir a veces una sensación de separación, pero yo no siento separación. ¿Cuál podría ser la razón por la que no siento separación?
Now, so he himself gives the answer why there is no sense of separation, there is complete oneness. Abhedata. Abhed means no separation. Abhedata means the state of oneness. Abhedata. Abhed means one, only one, undivided, and abhedata means the state of oneness, you see. And so then he says, it is because I do not want anything else. I do not even have an intellect. This is why I feel oneness. I feel that everything is indeed mine. Separation only arises as long as the intellect exists. But if there is no intellect, how can separation arise? The intellect creates separation. It shows, this is mine, that is yours. How can this mine and yours exist when there is no intellect? So it is this divisive or divisive intellect that has arisen, which shows I'm separate and the other person is separate. Phenomenal stuff going on here. This is such deep vision.
Es porque no quiero nada más, ni siquiera tengo intelecto. Por eso siento la unidad. Siento que todo es realmente mío. La separación solo surge mientras existe el intelecto. Pero si no hay intelecto, ¿cómo puede surgir la separación? El intelecto crea separación, muestra esto es mío y aquello es tuyo. ¿Cómo puede existir esta división de lo mío y lo tuyo cuando no hay intelecto? Es este intelecto divisivo que ha surgido el que muestra, yo estoy separado y esta persona está separada. Y dice, esto es tan magnífico, tan profundo, tan bellas las palabras.
Fundamental science, operation here. You see, the fundamental science for Dada in existence, the Vignan, you see, he is Vignan Swarup Chu. I am the science that is the self. I am the science that is the self, the science of eternal elements. That is who I am. I am I only, and everywhere I see I and the rest of the interaction of eternal elements, you see. I, Tattva Drashti, you see. That is what Dada is talking about here, you see. And there is zero intellect. That zero intellect means there is no division anymore. And that is the state of our dearest Dada.
Ujú. Esta es es fundamental, es la ciencia en operación, ¿no? Es la ciencia del ser, el eterno elemento. Yo soy la ciencia del ser y los eternos elementos. Y el intelecto, cuando no, el cero intelecto es que no división, no hay división.
And he gives this very key statement, which is so amazing. You know, on the one side, there is a desire, and associated with the desire is the intellect. Intellect makes the body desire this something, you see, wants something, you see. And prajna keeps it separate. There is the completely fulfilled self, the totally fulfilled, blissful self, and the evidences of subatomic particles that are visible, hunger for this, hunger for that, you see. So, intellect is not needed in the seeing. Whenever you see, there is no intellect. Whenever you see Pabi, whenever you see Gabi, then there is no intellect, you see. And that is exactly how you can become, you and I can become free from intellect. It is not by saying this is wrong or this is right, or I should not use my intellect here, I should not apply my intellect here, I should not see the faults. Who is this I to see the faults and not see the faults? You are neither the seer of the faults, nor are you the seer of the virtues. You are the pure seer, simply seeing. There is no opinion there. There is no language there.
Yes. Acá hay una llave que muestra Dada y es que habla del deseo, ¿no? Y el intelecto es el que desea, el intelecto es el que quiere, pero Prajna lo mantiene separado y lo mantiene en estado de dicha continua en el ser. Y, y cuando está separado, entonces no hay hambre y las partículas subatómicas se van. Y para eso hay que ver el completo estado de, de los demás, ¿no? Verlos sin intelecto, libres de intelecto. Y cuando dices, bueno, yo no quiero ver el intelecto, no quiero ver las faltas, y quién eres tú? ¿Quién es el que dicen, no quiero ver las faltas? Porque tú eres el puro, el ser puro que ve, y donde no existe el lenguaje.
So, with, here comes our Prata Vidhi, in the early morning Vidhi. કેવળ શુદ્ધાત્મા અનુભવ સિવાય આ જગતની કોઈ પણ વિનાશી ચીજ મને ખપતી નથી. Exactly is through the view, through my real view, through my relative intention, ભાવે કરીને, in the context, in the depths of the Charan Vidhi, the sentence is bhave karine, through my intent. Through my intent, I do not want anything of this world except the experience of the absolute self, you see. It's kind of built in the prescription that Dada gives after he has already separated from all desires and intellect. He has separated us. He has kind of made us sit far, far above desire, intense views, acquiring and rejecting anything, you see. Running after something or running away from something, we are far above it. But he just wants to make sure, you see, for those of us who haven't precisely understood the beauty of what has happened to each one of us in our movement, in our final shift from the relative to the real.
Yes. Acá Dada dice que en el Prata Vidya es a través de la visión pura, ¿no? Es la intención de no querer absolutamente nada en lo relativo y solo a Dada, ¿no?
¿Querés
Luego
que
da.
lea esa oración y seguís?
Ay, por
Patri?
favor, sí, sí, sí. Sí.
En el Pratavida es la cuarta oración en la que decimos: mi único deseo es la exclusiva experiencia del alma pura. Fuera de eso, no deseo ninguna cosa temporal de este mundo.
Excepto.
Yes,
Sí.
and it is through the intention, because until we become total amapuras, like total means absolute amapuras, there is a little bit of intention. There is always a little bit of intention. I want to be free. I want to apply the agnas. I want to see it the way Dada sees it. You see, so that is the residual intentions. I do not want to hurt the ego of anyone. You see, so all of these things is given as a prescription called the Charan Vidhi, by the doctor of the Ama, our Dada.
Acá dice que hasta que no estamos en el absoluto alma pura, todavía hay intenciones, ¿no? Es la intención de quiero ver a Dada, no quiero herir a nadie, y todo esto es una prescripción que nos dio el médico, que en este caso es Dada.
Nuestra prescripción médica es este Pratavidi para hacer todas las mañanas, y lo vamos a lograr.
Yes, the final medicine has been received, and here we are. And what it requires is for us to take the medicine. To take the medicine.
Acá lo que requiere es tomar la medicina todos los días.
Yeah, you see, this everything Dada is saying, opening up of this magnificent Akram Vignan, is fitting us all. It fits all of us, sentence by sentence, word by word, you see. This Dadavani is not something that you just read from beginning to end and put it away. No, this is part of our prescription. This is a part of understanding. And the magnificent understanding is that you and I, Anila or Gabi or Gabrielle, really do not have to do anything now. We are, whatever desires remain unfulfilled. You see, whatever desires still remain unfolding, evidences will fulfill them. And everything else is interference. Everything else is interference. So Dada knows and experiences something that is so magnificent, so fantastic, and he is giving us, taking us there through his words. He's saying, I do not have any desires, you see, and you and I can begin to say now that, I too do not have any desires. I'm aware of Laura's or Gabi's desires, or Gonzalo's desires, or Carlos's desire, but I do not have any desires. I have absolute the increasing understanding of evidences unfolding in front of me, and they surprise me, you see. Evidences come when you least expect, and there it is for you. There it is for you. See? Mm?
Yes, yes. Dice que Dada dice que que esto que estamos viendo, que lo podamos entender palabra por palabra, oración por oración. Esto no se trata de leerlo así todo de una y luego arrojar el libro, porque estas son prescripciones exactas de entendimiento. Y no hay nada que hacer. Cualquier deseo que pueda surgir podemos ver que las evidencias vendrán. Todo lo demás es una interferencia. Y Dada nos guía a través de sus palabras. Yo no tengo deseos, puedo ver los deseos, pero eh, las evidencias los traerán y me sorprenderán. No
Yes,
hay nada que hacer.
these two sentences, I do not want anything else. What does he want then? He says anything else. Mare biju kashu jo itu nathi. The only thing he wants, really. So there is something that Dada wants. And this is what Dada calls fitting. Whoever meets me, this vision has to fit for him. That is the only way for liberation. Otherwise, it's just going to go round and round, life after life, you see.
Ujú. Acá Dada dice que él no quiere absolutamente nada, solo que puedan entender este conocimiento, para que no sigan ahogándose vida tras vida.
He wants to experience, he wants the humanity to experience the beauty of their own state, you see. They are the emperors of this world if they get awakened, if they come to know, if they can understand where the treasure is, the treasure that they've been seeking and running after life exists within them only. And that's exactly what Lord Jesus said, you see. And all the great ones of our religions, you see, have said, you see.
Ujú. Dada quiere que la humanidad entera pueda entender la diferencia, pueda ver que lo temporal, ¿no? Y puedan entender dónde está el tesoro. Y Jesús también decía esto, en realidad todas las religiones lo dicen. Y este es lo único que Dada quiere.
Yeah, for the first two, for us as Mahatmas, now moving with Dada, you see, moving with Dada towards the absolute self that we really are, more of the absolute self. What these two sentences are important, you see. Desire is triggered by the intellect, you see, and desire, the existence of the desire will continue to trigger the intellect. So they are interconnected, you see.
Ujú. Para nosotros los Mahatmas, nos movemos con Dada en el absoluto ser, pero el deseo siempre va a estar creado por el intelecto y esto va a estar pasando, pero no, nosotros lo podemos ver.
Where there is no intellect, there is the vision of the self in which everything and all is happening, all is flowing, you see. In which direction is flowing is none of our business. You see, it's flowing, you see. Who is doing it is none of our business. There is no individual doer. Why is it happening? No, that is how the world is. It has for centuries and millennia, and as long as this solar system existed, this is eternally present, you see. This is how it is. And it all now makes sense. It all fits. It all fits.
Yes. El no intelecto, ¿no? Podemos tener la visión intelectual, es poder ver que todo está fluyendo y que absolutamente nada nos incumbe, nada es nuestro tema. Así es como el mundo, así es como es el mundo, ¿no? Eternamente ha sido así. Y nosotros estamos eternamente presentes. Y ahora sí, es como la vida tiene, como podemos entenderla y ahora tiene sentido.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. That is why there is no way out. There again, the other comes in. There is no way out for a soul with a body besides getting rid of this separation. Oh, I'm poor, I'm weak, I am sick, I have done this bad things, etc. This is total separation from who? From the Lord within, you see. Total separation. You will have to attain oneness. You will have to know, you have to realize that what you are seeking is inside, and that is the Lord, that is the blissful Lord within you, and that is who you are.
Ujú. Dice, no hay otra salida que deshacerse de la separación. Tú tendrás que obtener la unidad.
Yeah, I say, there is a famous sutra of Dada. He says, because everybody worships the Lord, everybody all over the world. Sooner or later, even the worst man, human being, has to come to the Lord, you see, when he gets severe beatings in life. The non-believer, okay? Now, the Dada says that there is the devotee or the worshipper, and then there is the Lord. You see, Bhagwan, God, you see. And the devotee, the worshipper, can never become one with God. This is such a
Wow.
profound statement. As long as you worship something, you will remain separate from what you worship.
Wow.
You see?
Hay un sutra de Dada, dice que todos adoramos a Dios y todos terminaremos en algún momento adorándolo en algún momento de la vida. Y que están los devotos y está Dios. Y mientras que tú adores y alabes a Dios, no te volverás uno con Dios.
Yeah. You see, so Bhagwan, of course, is God. And Bhagwan is God. Let me just put this here in the chat. Bhagwan and Bhagat. Bhagat means worshipper, devotee, you see. So God and worshipper, you see. This they can never become one. This is so profound. You see, there will always be a separation. But you see, this separation has been removed when in the Gnan Vidhi, when you say, I am the one. I am the one. There is no one above me or below me. You see?
Wow. Bhagwan
Bhagat.
está por un lado, y Bhagat, que es el adorador, jamás se volverán uno. Dice, y esta separación se removió en el Nanvidi. Ahora yo soy uno.
So, even now, as sooner or later, you say this is a very high level of, this is no ordinary sutra. Everywhere you look, there are worshippers, you see, in all different religions, everywhere, in temples, mosques, churches, synagogues, homes, you see, and as long as the worshipping is going on, the self remains separate. The self cannot be attained, cannot be understood, cannot be experienced, you see.
Wow. Mientras la gente que adora a Dios, mientras que los adoradores están sucediendo, el ser no puede ser experimentado.
Okay, so continuing here, something more important coming up. When this pota-pano, which is I-ness, the last trace of ego, the subtlest, not this is incorrect, the subtler ego. The subtlest ego is broken in the Gnan Vidhi, so it goes away. So the subtler ego leaves. When pota-pano leaves, it verily means that the separation has departed. Now, as long as the intellect exists, you see, this pota-pano, this is called sukshmatar ahankar, you see, will not go away, will it? And as long as the intellect is present, it creates separation, does it not? When that pota-pano leaves, one can attain oneness.
Cuando este potapanu, la yoidad, el último rasgo del ego, lo más sutil del ego, se va, significa verdaderamente que la separación ha comenzado, se ha ido. Sorry, Shuddha, I was reading.
I am sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying.
It's okay, it's okay.
It was my error. I was trying to get into
Ahora
the right. Yeah, go on, please. Sorry.
Ahora bien, mientras exista el intelecto, este potapanu no desaparecerá, ¿verdad? Y mientras el intelecto esté presente, crea separación, ¿no es así? Cuando este potapanu se va, recién ahí uno puede obtener la unidad. Thank you.
Now you see, all of you are familiar with this word. Those of you who have been following the Parayan and the Dadavanis of Parayan especially, the word pote, you see, is the developing and later the progressing, I see, this is the pote. You see, before the Gnan Vidhi, the pote means I also. I am Patricia. I am Fabi. After the Gnan Vidhi, that pote now comes into the light, as if you from him, that pote moved from the darkness into the light, and in the light, that same pote says, Swayamapura. And then now it is no longer a development of the I. The I is actually experienced now, 2%. So now the I progresses towards absolute self. You see, so the word developing I only applies between the time between Mudhatma or the ignorant self, small self, to the Shuddhatma. After that, it is a natural progression, you see.
Yes.
Sorry, okay, go on, yeah.
Acá hay una palabra que estamos familiarizados en los diferentes parayam, que es poté, que es el desarrollo y la progresión del yo. Yo soy Patricia. Este poté luego en el Nanvidi es se mueve hacia la luz del alma pura y se experimenta el absoluto ser. Y es la ignorancia del ser que se mueve también hacia la pureza del ser,
You see, so
el ser puro absoluto.
Panu, I think we've talked about it. Dhani Panu, Dhani means husband. Dhani means husband. Just because he's a husband, does he have any rights over the woman? Does he have any built-in rights over for woman? Dhani Panu, does he have a right to own her like you own a cow? You see?
Dani Panu es marido. ¿Y marido tiene algún derecho sobre la mujer? Es como si fuera su vaca.
Aggressive stance to the wife, you see, Dhani Pano. And if on the one side there is Dhani Pano, means there is, the husband ness, you see, I'm the husband. For he has forgotten who he is. He is not the husband in the office, He cannot say, I am your husband to the office girls. His Dhanipanu is very specific to his wife. In the same way, the wife now gets so tired that she starts using in something called Sri Pano. In other words, now she no longer behaves as just a gentle lady. She becomes, she becomes aggressive through her female instincts, which is greed and deceit, you see.
Ujú. Bueno, Tanupani es el marido, ¿no? Es el marido, pero es el marido en la casa y puede ser que sea hasta agresivo con su mujer, pero en el trabajo, con sus amigos, él no es marido de nadie. Y de todo esto también surge en la mujer que se siente agredida u objeto del marido, el Sri Panu, ¿no? La esposa que también se conecta con la codicia y el engaño.
Yes. So there is an element of insistence, very deep insistence about it. You can't let go. You see, so, the willfulness, you see, the remote control, there's all of those things. Now we understood this is, but more potapana. So, the sukshmatam, the subtlest ego is broken in the Gnanvedi, sukshmatam, subtlest ego. What is left now is these three levels of ego. Three levels of ego are visible ego, three levels of ego, right? We all know them. The visible ego, visible ego, everybody knows you've got a big ego. Now, visible ego, then invisible ego, and is of two types. One is kashai. Invisible ego this is called sukshma kashai, right? All kashai is sukshma ego. You see, the subtle ego. Subtle ego. And then the subtler ego, which is also is part of the discharge, is the potapana. You see, the sukshmatar ahankar. You see, the ego. Potapana. You can't let go. You want to live peacefully with him or her, and yet you can't let go of this subtler ego, the potapana. You see, the I-ness.
Ujú.
Mm.
Este, en la pareja surge también estas cosas de insistencia por querer el control remoto, por querer que las cosas sean de tal o cual manera. Y ese es el ego sutil que fue sacado, removido en el Gnan Vidi. Pero el Putapanu, ¿qué es? ¿No? Están estos diferentes tipos de ego, el invisible, el visible, el de los kashais, y después están los más sutiles, que es la descarga. que eso es Putapanu. Y es esa parte donde no puedes dejar ir estas insistencias.
The subtlest ego is
El, el,
what
ma-
is, sorry, go on.
el más sutil de los egos, ¿no?
No, subtlest, most subtlest is the deepest,
Sí,
subtlest ego is I am Patricia, I am Gabi. That is broken in the Gnan Vidi, you see.
ajá.
And
Eh,
instead,
eh, eh, y el ego más sutil es el que yo soy Patricia, yo soy Gaby, ese fue removido en el Gran Vidi
and is replaced by I am pure soul, you see.
y fue reemplazado por yo soy alma pura.
Mm-hmm. And and this is important. He says, as long as there is that, when the last trace of ego is called the spotapano, you see, because the subtlest ego is called I am Gabi, I am Patricia. That is gone. So this is wrong. Okay, the subtler, you should be subtler ego. Okay, subtlest
Ujú,
ego is removed in the Gnanvidi. You see. You
ujú,
understand? This is important.
ujú,
En esa parte de la oración que habíamos leído, está diciendo una vez más que no es el más sutil de los egos, porque ese lo rompieron en el Nambidi y fue reemplazado por soy alma pura.
Yeah,
Ahí
yeah.
tenemos que decir el más sutil, pero no el más de los más sutiles, sino un poco más sutil.
This,
Thank you, Shuddha.
these corrections are already present in the version that I reviewed, but we are working with the Simanda City version, okay? So anyway, when this potapano leaves, it verily means that the separation has departed. You see, now, there is nothing that keeps you on the other side of the line of demarcation. You are now with the self, you see. You are the self, you see. Mm-hmm.
ujú.
Mm.
Cuando el putapano se sucede, ¿no? La separación está totalmente hecha, ya no estás del otro lado de la línea y eres el ser puro.
This potapano, the subtlest ego, the I-ness, is what our Gnani is struggling with in all the questions and answers of all of these Mahatmas who have been in Agnas and Parayans and yet they have complaints, you see. And this is
Ujú.
because of this potapano, you see. Can't
Acá,
let go. Yeah.
esto del putapano es de lo que no se puede dejar ir y es lo que el Nani en todos los parayam, en todos los satsang está tratando de desenredar, ¿no? A través de las preguntas no que la gente lo pueda entender, esto de dejar ir.
You see, this is because that intellect is what creates this I-ness. I-ness. That I without any ness is Amapura, absolute Amapura. I with any ness, I-ness, in any direction, with reference to anything in the relative, is Pota Pranam, you see.
Ujú. El, cualquier cosa, el yo es el ser puro y cuando tiene el nes es es el egoísmo, ese es el ego en cualquier dirección y eso es el de no dejar ir, es el putapanu.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You see, so when the other says it's when that Potapanu leaves, one can attain oneness. And this material, this is important material. This paragraph is very important material. It's from Aptavani 9. And Aptavani 9 was the last Aptavani that that was given to the world in the presence of Gnani Purush Dadashri. You see, when Dadashri was living. You see, this was the last Aptavani. You see.
Ujú.
Mm.
Cuando el Potapanu desaparece, entonces te transformas en absoluto puro ser. Y esto es del Aptavani 9 y esto es cuando Dada estaba con vida, que Aptavani, por
Nine.
eso tiene la importancia.
Nine, up to 29.
Aptavani 9.
Nine,
9,
yes,
yeah.
nine, yes,
Yes.
yeah. Important, Aptavani, very, very important. It really kind of, it is the book that lets you see all kinds of faults that are existing inside. Your sukshma kashais, your subtle kashais, invisible kashais, and the mistakes of what Dada describes as mistakes of darkness. Not mistakes of darkness means you have not placed your light over these mistakes. You're covering them up under the rug, under the blanket. You're not seeing them. See?
Yes. La importancia de este Aptavani 9, ¿no? Es muy, muy importante. Y lo que puedes, lo que ves allí, entender, es ver las faltas que existen, los errores de la oscuridad. A lo que se refiere con los errores de la oscuridad son aquellos que están cubiertos y no los puedes ver.
So, have you read this one yet? No. Fabi, have you read this?
Yes, we have.
Okay, good. Now, Dadashri now goes on to say, you feel that I am separate, but I do not feel that you are separate. because I see everybody as the state of the self only, everybody as the self only. And I definitely see everybody as my own state, my own state. That is who I am. If you speak correctly or incorrectly with me, I do not feel separation because I see everyone as family. That's a new word that's coming in. Everyone as family. The family of the enlightened ones, the family of Amapuras. I see everyone as one family. And you do not even consider your own family to be family. Dada makes a side remark. You, on the other hand, you don't even consider your own family as your family. Sometimes, there are fights. So, he's not my brother. She's not my sister. I don't care. You see? By simply letting go of my wife Hiraba, now Dada gives his own personal. By simply letting go of my wife, letting go of my wife, Hiraba, this whole world ended up becoming my own family. This is a very profound statement. It is a very profound statement. It is not as simple as it sounds. Okay? Otherwise, what would have happened if I had just sat around with only her as my family? On the contrary, now the whole world became my family. You see, the whole world, this is so profound. The other was married. He had his wife, he had his responsibilities to her, you see.
You show me the Spanish part?
Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah, sorry,
It's okay,
Fabi.
it's okay. Tú sientes que yo estoy separado, pero yo no siento que tú estés separado, porque yo veo a todos como el estado del ser, y yo definitivamente veo a todos como mi propio estado, incluso si hablas correcta o incorrectamente conmigo. Yo no siento separación, porque yo veo a todos como una familia, y acá es donde introduce el término familia. Tú ni siquiera consideras a tu propia familia como una familia. Dice que hay veces que nos enojamos o decimos, este no es mi hermano, este no es mi primo. Por el simple hecho de desprenderme de mi esposa Jiraba como mía, y está poniendo su propia familia como ejemplo, este mundo entero acabó convirtiéndose en mi familia. De lo contrario, ¿qué hubiera pasado si me hubiera quedado con ella como mi familia? Por el contrario, todo el mundo se convirtió en mi familia. Y dice que estas oraciones son mucho más profundas de lo que podemos estar leyendo.
This is a phenomenal sentence. You see, this one here, by simply letting go of my wife, this doesn't mean he just kind of ran away from her or sent her away, none of that. You and I know that he took care of her till her last breath and took excellent care of her. Not only that, he gave her Gnan, knowledge of the self. Before that, she was resisting. Oh, he can't be God. God is Lord Krishna. Yes, he will say Krishna, Lord Krishna is God, not him. But he let go with this sense that she is my wife. He was now employing Tattva Drashti, the elemental vision, pure soul, you see. And, and and so it's an inner letting go. And of course, all the family of Mahatma says, Dada, you carry on your satsang, you go on, go wherever you do, we'll take care of her, And so the whole world ended up becoming my family, you see. This is an absolutely profound sentence with reference to, there are deeper meanings into it, you see. My wife, my husband, my friend, my brother, my sister. It's wrong vision. It is wrong belief, you see. And it can only be let go when the self, the light of the self prevails so beautifully, just as we have now understood in today's satsang, you see. For the other, it is obviously magnificent. It's a glorious self, you see. But he is sharing the precise way in which this can happen to us also, you see. That's how we can even attain that, you see.
Ujú. Dice que dada él estaba casado y tenía responsabilidades con su esposa. Él la cuidó, y al final de su vida, porque ella lo resistió bastante, le dio el Gnan, ¿no? Y él siempre la vio como un alma pura. Y de hecho los Mahatmas que lo rodeaban les decían, tú ve a dar satsang, dada, nosotros vamos a cuidar de Miraba. Y así todos se transformaron en su familia. Y entonces poder hablar, decir, bueno, mis hermanos, mi esposa, mis primos, mis hijos, esa es una mirada errónea, ¿no? Porque en realidad todos somos familia. Y no lo podemos ver así solamente cuando cuando la luz del ser prevalece.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah. This, this letting go is the sense that this is mine. There is no minus of anything. Dada never had any minus, even from the very childhood. You see, there was only the I am something that disappeared in the Gnan in the 1958, and now he was left with a life partner, and and they became the perfect. They had a wonderful relationship, which is deeply described in the Gnani Purush book. You see, in all their little interactions. You see, so that we too, those of us who live with a companion, whether it is marriage or just a partner, can gather deeper understanding about the interactions between man and woman. Yes.
Es, dejar ir, ¿no? No hay nada que me pertenezca, no hay nada que sea mío. decía Dada, incluso desde su niñez, desde su juventud. Y ahora, con su socia de vida, ellos tuvieron una hermosa relación, se volvieron socios en la vida. Y como tuvieron una hermosa relación, y esto se describe en el libro de Dada, ¿no? Como con pequeños gestos, podemos interactuar con otra persona, cómo pueden interactuar un hombre y una mujer, este, de esta hermosa manera.
Mhm. And now it's interesting, so now that the questioner is saying, but Dada, after meeting you, I now experience so much oneness with everybody else too. Now, the other, she says, that is not it. It has nothing to do with that. Oneness is only with the self. You see, he says everybody else. You see, he is taking it into the relative. Oneness means only with ama pura, the self, while with others, there is pure love. So there is a difference, you see. I mean, when you are one with your own self, when you are the self, when you are no longer a worshipper of anything, you don't even worship the good, nor do you abhor or dislike that which is bad. You are. You are the flawless one with the flawless vision. There, you are the absolutely pure one with the flawless vision. You see, then now what arises is pure love. You see, so there is this pure, the word pure comes in, you see. Pure love, not the relative love, not the love of relative relationships, you see. Pure love. It feels like one family. What is the meaning of such oneness? It means one is engaged to the self, not to the Pudgal. To be engaged to the self is oneness. You see, why do we have oneness? Is because we are engaged in the self, and this engagement has got a much deeper meaning, which we have discussed, you see.
Interlocutor. Pero Dada, después de conocerlo, ahora experimento tanta unidad con todos los demás también. Y Dadashri le dice, no es eso, no tiene nada que ver con eso, porque el interlocutor se estaba yendo para lo relativo. No es con los otros. La unidad es solo con el ser, mientras que con los demás lo que surge es amor puro. Se siente como una familia. ¿Cuál es el significado de tal unidad? Significa que uno está comprometido con el ser, no con el Pudgal. Estar comprometido con el ser es unidad. ¿Por qué nosotros tenemos unidad? Porque nosotros estamos comprometidos con el ser. Y esta palabra comprometidos se va poniendo más y más profunda a medida que aparece en lo que leemos.
Good. So the questioner says that is why it is said that the Gnani Purush sees any living being only as the state of the self only. This is my own self, you see. Dadashri, yes, he remains as the state of the self and sees everyone as his own state. He does not feel any separation. He feels separation, but if he feels separation, then he is not a Gnani. If someone were to curse at him, he would not feel separation with that person. It is due to the other person's lack of understanding that the poor fellow is cursing. But a responsible person would not do that, would he? A responsible person would not take on such a liability, would he? Yeah. Yes.
Por eso se dice que el Gnani Purush ve a cualquier ser vivo solo como el estado del ser. Dadashri, sí. Él permanece como el estado del ser y ve a todos como su propio estado. Él no siente ninguna separación. Si él siente separación, entonces él no es un Gnani. Si alguien le maldijera, él no sentiría separación con esa persona. Es debido a su falta de comprensión, a la falta de comprensión de esa otra persona que el pobre hombre está maldiciendo. Pero una persona responsable no haría eso, ¿verdad? una persona responsable no asumiría semejante responsabilidad, ¿verdad?
Okay, this oneness and this oneness abhedata and becoming abhed, becoming without any separation and becoming without any intellect is a very deep chapter, very high level chapter, high level stage in our progress towards the absolute self, you see. And we are just being introduced to it by Dada. You see, this is a stage that will come for us as we take the same steps as he is showing us, you see. So we will carry on this in our next satsang.
Yes. Dice que esta unidad de Abhed, esta sin separación, nos está llevando nos está elevando a un estado, a un estado, un nivel superior del ser absoluto. Y todos somos introducidos con esta acordada. Y vamos a seguir con este maravilloso capítulo la próxima vez. Thank you, dear
Yes,
Shuddha. Jai
thank you.
Satchitanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you to the team, Fabi and Marcella and and the persons in the chat. I think I haven't checked the chat. Yes, it's Guy, Fabi, and yes. Thank you so much. And of course, Patricia and your presence. Your presence makes all the difference. This is the energy. This is the collective subtle energy. That field, the inner field, is so vast. It's more powerful than the explosion of a subatomic bomb, you say an atom bomb. It keeps on increasing in another dimension within each one of us, not visible to others, but it is all happening to us inside. It's a fantastic inner energy that is rising, you see. So thank you for
Dice
being
que solo
together.
la presencia la presencia de todos nosotros, el ser de todos nosotros acá, la presencia interna, provoca un estado tan maravilloso de energía, como una explosión de energía que es mucho más poderosa que una bomba atómica. Thank you, Shuddha.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchitanand, Shuddha.
Jai
Shuddha, may I
Satchidanand.
ask you
Everyone.
something?
Yeah, Damian and Kimochi, Julia, Moni and Claudia, Carlos, and Yaya and everyone, huh? Yes, Gonzalo, yes. And yes, and there is a Tato. Yeah, it's a Tato with Anila, yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful, Joyce. And Reinheld and everyone else, huh? Jai Satchidanand. Jai
Satchitanand.
Shuddhatma.
Jai Satchitanand.
Shuddha,
Yeah, yes. Jai
do you know
Yes.
what are we going to use after we finish this Dadavani? Because
This
we would
Dadavani,
like
yes.
to.
Yes, we are going to
We
do.
would like, yes, to
We would
prepare
like to...
your version.
Yes.
Which one?
Okay, it is the May Dadavani. It is the one on the overseer state. I will, it's the knower.
Can you let me know so we can?
Yes.
Start preparing
I will
it?
let. I think that's beautiful because that's the next, and that takes us beyond 325 in onwards. You see, it is being the knower seer. Being the knower seer is fantastic. Okay, so it's coming up.
Great.
It'll be nice if we start working for it because pretty soon we'll. Okay, thank you.
Yes, 10 pages ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Jai Satchitanand.
Jai
Jai Satchitanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Yes, Jai Satchidanand.